then ask. Initially, let TANNU and RIVERA go through what they want to share, their experiences, and it's not a very formal session. It is like more of interactive one. So, but let's make sure that everybody is able to hear clearly. So, if anybody speaks on one another, it will be some level of disturbance. So without much ado, I will hand it over to Justin and Tanu. Both of you can just have a short introduction and then proceed. Over to you, Justin and Tanu. Maybe Justin, you can go first and then Tanu. Thanks. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone here from the Philippines. So I'm Justin Rivera. I am a Kgsp 2020 passer. So basically, together with TANNU, we passed last year. And as you all know, the 2021 Kgsp is already on, or so the application process is already active. So you may search the website, studyinkorea.org, to check on the specific guideline. Just a brief background about me. I am from the Philippines. Currently, I'm still here in the Philippines because since due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I wasn't able to fly out to South Korea last year. And currently, we're processing our documents to have our entrance this year, preferably this March 2021. So for my language school, I'll be having it at Sanmon University in Asan. As for my graduate school, it's in Hanyang University. I'll be taking up Korean Asian Business Studies MBA. So that's all for me.
Tanu, you can introduce yourself.
Yeah. First of all, thank you, IIK team, for inviting me today. I will try to clear doubts of Kgsp aspirants today. I'm from India, 2020 GKS scholar. I will start my language course in Chungnam National University. So my master's in Korean linguistics, and I will be doing from Sungkyumun University. So that's all about me.
Tanu, can you just start your video also so we can see you?
Okay.
Yeah, it's much better. Perfect. It's 90 degrees, but that's fine. Okay, so let's start the session. Any one of you can just proceed with the detailed procedure and then your experience and what you want to share. So over to you guys.
I guess I'll start first with how I got to know the Kgsp scholarship. So as mentioned earlier, it's posted in the studyinkorea.org website. So basically, you just have to search there, and there other available scholarships available for international students. Going through the Kgsp guidelines, though the instructions are really easy to understand. So if you really have to if you're really interested in applying to the scholarship, you have to really thoroughly understand and read through the guidelines indicated there. Since there are different documents that need to be prepared, there goes the essay and other optional and required documents you have to submit. So I guess I'll start off with the two tracks, the embassy and the university track, and then go on with why I chose the university track over the other one. So, as a brief background, the Kgsp scholarship, or commonly known as the Global Korea Scholarship, it's for the strengthening bilateral relations of South Korea to the receiving countries. For the Philippines, we were given a total of 41 slots last year. 13 for the embassy track and then 28 for the university track. I'm not sure for you, Tan, what the number of slots awarded for India last year. Tanu?
Hello. Yeah, even I'm not sure how much the seats are there for India. I think it's around 23 or 21 for university track, and around 19 or 11 for embassy track. Even I'm not sure.
At least previously, this used to be like 10 for the university track and then 10 for the embassy track. It constantly grow as time go by. So basically, that's the rationale for the KGSP. It's really for bilateral relations, and also to spread the to invite students to experience the Korean culture, learn the language itself, and then appreciate living in South Korea. So just for the background about the different tracks, we have the university and the embassy track. I think you can talk about your experience, why you chose university track. Just for me, because it was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, actually, for me, university track was really easy because in that it's a simple round because we have to give one interview in university track and the direct communication we can do in university track. For
Yeah,
embassy track, it's a long process, I think.
I think so too. Since for the embassy track, you have to be interviewed
But
at the embassy of the Korean
yeah,
embassy
yeah,
in your
yeah.
country.
And then in
Um,
university again.
yes,
Yeah, so it's a long
I am
process.
fortunate during my application since when I submitted my documents to Hanyang University, actually, they didn't have to interview me. I
Oh,
wasn't really interviewed, so no, I'm not sure if other universities also do that, but I was shocked when I just received an email that I passed. So there was no one interview. There's no interview that happened before the release of the round one successful passers. So basically, I was really nervous since after a month of submitting my document, I'm not really sure what happened. Were they able to review it? Were they able to see, or did they pass or not? I just because there was no notice from the university if uh, they'll be interviewing me or not. So that really that's the story behind the my application. I guess you can share also your interview
yeah.
process.
So my interview process was all in Korean. I don't
Oh,
know why they took all in Korean. All the questions were in Korean. So I was prepared, like I have to answer all the things in Korean. So my interview was not so like big, but it was like for 20 minutes. It was not so hard for me because I know Korean a little bit.
mhm.
But for those who can't speak Korean, they can give interview in English. But I think in that university, most of the students had interview in Korean only.
Maybe because also you did you present a topic certification?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's maybe that's
So
why
maybe
they
that's the reason.
since I don't for majority of the Filipino applicants we don't have um topic
For
exam.
me, through university track, like my application was I fulfill all the requirements, but they asked me twice that to give birth certificate again, and some of the documents they were asking again. So it was quite easy to me that to contact university. But I think in embassy track you can't communicate with like directly to the university what they want actually.
Mm.
So
I
that's the benefit of a university track, I think.
uh, s- just to explain the difference between the two tracks. University track, you'll submit your documents directly to
Yeah,
the Korean
directly to the
university.
university.
For the embassy track, you'll submit it to the Korean embassy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So basically, that's the first difference. So, and the
That's the
second
first
is
difference.
the number of universities you can apply to. For the university track, you can
One,
only apply to one
one
university.
university, and in embassy track, you can like choose three university,
Mhm.
but then they will take interview and then choose. They will ask you to choose one university.
If you'll notice, the chances of getting into getting the scholarship into a Korean university is higher in the embassy track. Given it, you're given three options.
Yeah,
Um, I'm not sure
it,
for India, for the
it
Philippines.
depends on country to country as
Yes,
well. Yeah,
for the Philippines, the embassy track applicants, it is really a cutthroat competition. Like basically, majority of the applicants for that specific track, for the embassy track, do have Latin honors. They have relevant work experience. They came from well-established universities. So basically, they have this is the kind of profile they look for the embassy track applicant. I'm not sure for your country, but that's why it's really tough if you choose that in specific track, given that the type of
I
applicants of
think
the
both
profile.
tracks has some drawbacks and some good points as well.
Yes, it's really hard for us to share the positive about the embassy track,
Yeah, it's
given
really
that we
hard.
weren't able to experience that. But what I heard from um my fellow from the Philippines who used that or who applied through the embassy track, um, it's not really that different from the university track. It's just that they have to pass through an interview with
Yeah,
the embassy, and sometimes the interview with the in the embassy it's more stringent, it's more thorough. The questions are really there's a point wherein you have to really to stand out. Since for the Philippines example, it's a panel interview, so you have
yeah,
your companion, your fellow applicants with you in a room. So you have to stand out and be noticeable with your answers, be the one, be remembered. So basically, that's how you get in the embassy track. Unlike for us, for the other university track that were interviewed, it's just through phone call or Skype. I was really
Skype.
just,
Yeah.
I was really fortunate that I wasn't subjected to such interview during my application. So I guess it's okay that it's clear now with the with the participants for this webinar, the two tracks for the KGSP as well as the rationale for the KGSP. So after choosing which track you're going to apply to, you should have a specific university or specific universities in mind. I guess we can share some experiences why we chose our universities and then how we prepared our documents after that. So you can start with
Like
that.
like for me, I just ranked out all the universities. Like I wanted to do Korean linguistics. So then I saw that so many universities were like uh, like giving this course. But then I ranked out all the courses and all the universities. Then I chose Korean linguistics, and then I chose like it's a good universities, and the rating is really good. So then I applied through that, and I also emailed them before applying the university,
Mhm.
because it was like they wanted some soft copy as well. Like they wanted hard copy as well, and then soft copy as well. So I emailed them before, because it was confusing. No university was asking the soft copy,
Yeah.
and some universities are like asking only hard copies. So it's easy to contact the university, and it was easy. Like both the process are same. You have to just fulfill all the requirements, like giving all the documents, your topic, and IELTS, TOEFL. It's like all the same in embassy and university tracks. I don't think
So,
there is,
Tanu,
so is there any difference in both the tracks,
yeah,
but
Tanu, can you
process
just
of
give some details about the documents required and something about language requirements also related to English language or be it Korean language? So, if you can just give a small brief about those things, it will be helpful for people.
like those who have topic certificate, it's, yeah, it's a plus point. For me, I think it's a plus point to give a topic and TOEFL and IELTS. But if you don't have if somebody has no certificates, so it's okay, it's not mandatory. But if you give these certificates, it's a plus point, I think.
Um, we will be discussing more in detail of the documents to be submitted after this one. So we're tackling why we chose our specific universities, and for me, Hanyang University is one of the top universities for business. So that's really one of the parameters I looked for when I was looking for the university. Following that, I felt the connection with the university, given that I like the values and even the mission vision being promulgated by the university. It really aligned with what I'm looking for. It's they value the love for work. That's really the direction I'm heading to. That's why it really got me into that specific spot. Um, for I guess we're able to establish which universities we're aiming for. Let's go on with the document. As mentioned, let's at least give a summary of what are the optional, the required documents. For me, I didn't submit the topic score. I don't have an IELTS score in a TOEFL. Basically, since those documents are optional, what I submitted are the required documents. So basically, the forms, the proof of citizenship for me and my parents, my grades, transcript of record in the diploma, and then the essays. So basically, in the guidelines, if you'll be able to open it now or later, you'll be able to see the different requirements needed for the scholarship. Those are basically, they're just basic documents you just need to prepare. So you'll be able to see that what's Tano is mentioning earlier, that for those who have topic scores, it's indicated in the guidelines that you'll receive at least a plus 10% in your overall rating. So basically, they are giving preference for those applicants with those kinds of topic or entrance English or language proficiency test. Tano, share
Yeah.
some.
I think all the documents were same, but I had only a topic.
Mhm.
I submitted only extra document which was topic, and I had some research publications, so I
Oh.
submitted that as well.
Oh, okay.
That's
For me, I didn't. That's why sometimes during the waiting period, I'm really worried since I don't have those kinds of exams. I don't have the research journals. Basically, I just submitted all the required documents. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's really difficult to forecast the type of students being searched by the universities. You really have to prepare well. When I mean well, it's really like all your documents must really be polished, and then no corrections, no errors, since those minor details can really hurt your application.
Yeah. I think it depends on university to university as well.
Because for Hanyang, we didn't submit a soft copy. That's why I got baffled when you said that you had to submit, since I think that's really exclusive for the university applied for.
Even my university asked to submit 2 recommendation letters from a same institution.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was very difficult to find.
Mm-hmm.
Same professor, like different professor, but same institution.
Oh, at least you got it and you passed.
Because every university has different rules.
Yeah, yes. For the applicants here, it's really critical for you to research and then inquire through an email to the universities.
Yeah.
Since, as mentioned by Tanu, they have their own preferences, they have their own requirements. So you'll be able to know that through your email conversation with them.
Right.
Do you have any questions so far?
I think continue. There's no questions in the chat box, so I think
shall
it's okay.
we tell like do's and don'ts?
Yeah, I think so. So until now, just recap, we have covered what tracks are possible and which track is more preferable in your experience against like university track or embassy track, and the number of seats. But it depends from country to country.
Yeah.
And then you have to do, or the participants have to do their own research in terms of university, which university they want to find out. They have to find out the list of, basically in their course, which universities are ranking and which university they are interested in. Also the location of universities, but Korea is a small place, so that should not make a big difference in terms of physically where university is located. That should not be a major issue. But
the good thing with South Korea is that regardless of the location of the university, it's the disparity in terms of the quality of education is that big. So basically, if you're from Seoul, the quality of education is almost similar to the ones being taught in Daegu and other countries, in Asan and even in Jeju. So that's what's good thing with South Korea educational system. So regardless of the location, it's really, but sometimes there's specialization. For example, well, the Sky universities are really the top universities in different fields, like from business to tech. But for the languages and also for other types of special courses, you be able to research it online naman. So you just have to research it and then look for it online.
Yes.
Uh, Vikram, I just want to inform you to all the people who are searching for universities in Korea. The better way to search is using the website studyinkorea.go.kr. It has a university searching system which you can use, and you can find out most of the universities with scholarships, dormitory positions, means if they have dormitories and all. You can use that search engine and you can have the university list. So I will suggest you, I will try to post the exact link of the university search engine, and you can use it. It will shorten your search time. Thank you.
Makes sense. After university, we also cover the documentations, basic forms, transcripts, essays, and it depends from university to university. Some basic documents or forms are maybe common. And if you have language, additional language test scores, it may be beneficial because anyway it's a cutthroat competition. So more how best you can project yourself is the more chances you get in being selected. So that is one part, and then probably
I
maybe we
think
can go
somebody is
next to
asking
the
some question regarding
yes,
like
interview.
document. Aadhaar card can be as a,
Serves as
I
proof of
think.
citizenship.
I don't think so. Aadhaar card is not. I don't think so. For citizenship, generally they
Is Aadhaar card issued by the government?
Yeah, Aadhaar card is something which is
Ident-
unique
card,
identification number. It's very similar to the social service code in United States.
Okay.
But in many of the universities that I've experienced, Aadhaar card is not that valid. But still, if your family has no passport, you can always use Aadhaar card or PAN card to show your citizenship.
Okay.
Both can work.
Yeah. Also, maybe we can go in for the interview details. Like, how was your interview experience, both of you?
As mentioned earlier, I was lucky that I didn't have to have an interview, and Hanyang didn't notify me for such. I just received a notification from them that, oh, you passed or you'll be recommended by Hanyang University for the second round. So that's really it for me. But what I heard from sorry, go TANNU.
Yeah, for me it was simple because they asked all the questions from my SOP. All the questions from my SOP, like thesis, what you want to do, why, and what's your future plan, and what's your background, educational background, all the things. Very simple. And like COVID, like this year they asked COVID, like what's the situation of COVID in India, these things. The interview
So
is
it is more of getting acquainted with the participant, like the person who's applicant. Basically, they just want to know you. They want to understand who you are and what type of like your ambition or something like that. Not more of a very formal, but it may depend from course to course because you're doing language. Probably for science and technology, it may be totally different. Also,
What I heard from my fellow who were accepted with the specific degree on sciences, some were really some questions really towards on the major. Basically, what was as mentioned by TANNU, what the information written in the personal statement and the study of SOP are really discussed there. I guess it's a way for the university to validate and cross-check all the information you shared, because, for example, some information really are what we could say a red flag, or they might be not true. They do cross validations, and interview is one of those methods they use to validate or to check if those information are authentic. So, also for what I heard, some would last at least an hour if you have really a lot of topics to discuss, and some are like 5 minutes short. basically those 5 minutes short are meaning the essays captured everything they have to share. So the university doesn't have to ask something anymore. More of personal questions like how are you? How are you feeling today? How are you coping up with the COVID pandemic? More of those kinds of questions. I'm just fortunate that I wasn't interviewed by Hanyang University and then just got directly accepted and endorsed for round two. I think we have another
So,
question.
yes.
Okay, so there are actually many questions. People are asking
Yeah.
one by one. So
Harshit's question. What are the chances of getting scholarship with this percentage 62, 55, 70, 65 in last 4 semesters for MBA and which university? I think Rivera, it's for you.
I'm not really sure if the grading system in your country is similar to ours. So I'm not really sure if this is a high. Is this high grade?
no, this is not
No,
high grade. It
this is
falls.
not.
It falls in GPA 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
The eligibility for the KGSP scholarship is at least 80%.
Yeah.
If the last 4 semesters or if your total grade or GPA is below 8%, I think it would be really tough for you to get in. There are instances, yes, that students below 80% get in, provided that they have something compelling or different about them. For example, they survived the typhoon and then they were able to turn things around, being homeless to successful. Those kinds of stories can be used as leverage if ever you don't have good grades. However, for the basic eligibility of 80%, I guess it would be difficult for you to get in. Try for the succeeding semesters, you may try to improve and get better grades, and then to bring your GPA higher, at least above 80%. For the universities, well, Seoul-based and regional universities are really good in business since Korea is really a good industry for business. So I think you have to research more of the type of major you're looking for. Because for me, I am looking for a Korean Asian business studies, which Hanyang has. For other universities, they have the global MBA, the Korean MBA, and then the classic masters in management. Those are different fields, but all gearing towards business. So you have to really research which university would fit you.
Makes
So that's
sense. I think, yeah. The second question is from Yashashri Malkar. Any extracurricular activities which can benefit you for the scholarship, like if you're exceptionally good in sports or something else?
TANNU, you share first.
I think it's beneficial because I also submitted so many certificates. Like I participated in Korean speech contest national level twice, so I submitted all of them. So they asked in the interview to speak some of your lines from your speech. So yeah, it's beneficial as well.
For me, I shared some experiences on tutoring Koreans. So I guess it really helped in creating a perspective that I am really interested with the Korean culture because I took time to teach Korean nationals the language of English. So I added that, and also I showcased my passion of playing sports. I guess this really provided or created a picture that I'm holistic. And basically, I can be good at academically and then excel with extracurricular activities. It's let's go this way. When you're submitting extracurricular activities, try to create a picture wherein you being multidimensional. You're good academically. You can excel in different like volunteering and then excel in extracurricular activities. With this, I guess they will see you as if you're a whole package. So, because KGSP is not really just about academics. You really have to network, you have to communicate, you have to build connections with different nationalities. So, I guess providing extracurricular activities in line with your major and then that would be a plus points for you.
We have one question from Papia Dam from India. She wants to apply for undergraduate in this September in Korean literature, and she's going to complete level 2 in Korean language. Do you think it will have any disadvantage? She's confused between two tracks, and can you suggest something for her? She has 84 in high school, but isn't not KGSP for graduate and above? Like I think masters and above.
No. This one also is for undergraduate also,
Undergraduate,
but not
okay.
now.
Okay.
September.
So Tanu, can you
They
just
have a different timeline. For the undergraduate, it's September. For the graduates, it's February.
Yeah, Tanu, you're also doing in language, so maybe you can just
answer it.
Yeah. So Korean literature is all about poetry and all things. So before applying that, you must have a knowledge of Korean poetries and Korean stories and all the things, because I think it's really tough if you don't know Korean. You need level 5 and 5 or 6 for this course. It's really tough. So you need more than level 4 or 5.
And she can go for the university track or embassy track. In this
She
case,
can
I think
apply
embassy.
in both of any of them.
Just make sure
It's
to only
up-
apply to one track. If you're choosing embassy track, it's all embassy track. If you're choosing university track, it's all university track. You cannot apply simultaneously to both tracks because you'll have to be automatically disqualified.
Makes sense. Jessica has another question. Do we have to give extra examination for the scholarship, or it depends on our SOP document, interview, and other stuff? I think there's
Go Tanu.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Maybe she's asking if we have to undergo other examinations. I think no, we don't have to. We just have to submit our document, and then it really depends on the information you put into your forms, the essays, the interview, and other stuff. Because maybe she's other scholarships from other countries, they would require to undergo examination. For this one, no.
Yeah, I can add on this.
Only the interview.
Actually, if you are going through embassy track, then in some of the scholarships, like I remember in MEXT Japan last year, it was a written exam because they took the interview, or probably in MEXT they take written exam also before shortlisting for interview. So in embassy track it happens, but in case of university track, in most of the scholarships, you don't have to go for any written exam. It's just initial screening and then interview.
Mm-hmm. Hope that answered your question.
We have one more question from one of the participants, Javed. It says there's eligibility criteria for embassy track in India that applicant must be residing in India for last 2 years. So in other words, if the applicant is studying abroad as an undergrad student, so is he eligible basically for master's program?
Yes, they are eligible. If they are Indian, so then they are eligible.
But it says that you have to be residing in India for last 2 years, but he's not in India. Probably looks like.
Okay.
So he's studying abroad for undergrad.
I think he needs to check again. It's all written in the their application form. Yeah, I also don't know about that.
Yeah,
they have to clarify it with the embassy. But for me, I think he or she will be still eligible, given that he's just studying abroad. Basically, he's there to study, but he'll go back here in the country to.
I think if she's a Indian citizen, then she can apply. If she is studying abroad, and it doesn't matter.
I think the best is to ask embassy and clarify from them directly, so that would be much better.
I think the only challenge with that is you have to have an interview. So if you're abroad and then you have to have a face-to-face interview, you really have to go back here to go back to your country. So it's disadvantages for you. If you want to apply, if you're already abroad, apply via in university track. With that, the only method for interview is through online. So you don't have to worry going back to India for the interview. It's just through online.
So if you go through university track, then maybe this issue may not be there. That's what it seems.
Yes, I guess
Yes.
it's not that stressful for
Javed, you
the.
can just check with the university track as well, I think. So otherwise, you have to check with the embassy directly and confirm. So I think we have gone with the interview experience also, and some question and answers. Tanu, do you want to share more of your experience as in after that, once the interview was done, what is the next step for you to prepare, and any tips on applicants to prepare for the next step?
So after the interview, it's echoing. So after the interview, they just say that they will tell you after 2-3 weeks the results, because it depends on NIID as well. Because they send our application to NIID and they recheck they cross check all the documents, and then we will get to know that we are selected or not. So that's the process. So I can also share that what are the things they should do and they should not while doing the like applying for the application. So while writing SOP, they should like they should not write longer than one page. If it's their like page limit, they should like
Follow.
focus more on the page limit. They should not exceed the page limit. Also, don't write in points. You can write in paragraphs, but no in points. Do not put your name in your SOP. Most of the students write their name on SOP, but I think it's not necessary because it's application which you have submitted. So it's no need to write a name in your SOP. Be concise and don't make grammatical mistakes. Also, don't use heavy English words and use very like simple language because Koreans don't like so much like hard
Complex,
English.
complex and
Yeah,
highfalutin English.
English phrases. That's why. So I think these are the things which they should think before writing their SOP.
Yeah, I think additional for that is sometimes for the personal statement, the Koreans really like stories. So if you really have something, you really have a story to tell, write it. But make sure it's succinct, it's simple, but it's really understandable. What I mean story is that you can write a topic or a personal experience. For example, a typhoon or a calamity you survived. But immediately while reading the introduction, it will automatically grab the attention of the reader, the reviewer. They will be hooked with the story. So that's your purpose. I mean, the purpose of telling a personal story is that to grab their attention, to read your story. So with that, you'll have the opportunity to impress them, to at least allow them to get introduced to who you really are. So I guess that's just an additional tip. That's what I did. I added that specific portion in my personal statement, and then I think it worked since I got the scholarship last year.
Yeah, it makes sense. Maybe Javed wants to know some details for the embassy website or the address. We can post that on IK's path, Javed. Also, and anybody else has a question, you can just unmute your mic and ask the question. I think we are into the last step of Q&A session. So, or Rivera, if you want to something of your own experience apart from this thing.
I have some questions that I got through Google Form, and I will ask you. Okay.
Okay.
So, first question is it if somebody is already in Korea, whether he or she can apply for this scholarship?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
But,
another question is
sorry, just
okay.
to follow up on that. Similarly to the case of the one who's already studying abroad, it's the same. If you're already in Korea, better to apply via university track. instead of applying through an embassy track, since the embassy track would require to have an interview in the embassy. So there.
Okay, so another question is, what documents to strictly notarize? Also, if one does not have the birth certificate, what can be submitted in its place?
And we have something to share. What was the first question again?
What documents to strictly notarize?
Strictly not.
Notarize means
Notarize.
No,
apostille
no,
or
it's
notarize.
government.
I think only the diploma and the transcript of records. Those are the key documents you have to submit that are notarized. If it's better if you can have it apostille, yes, better.
Okay.
The transcripts don't have to go from university to the university directly, or you have to send it.
You have to send it, yes.
So it's in the sealed envelope. Transcripts has to be in the sealed envelope, or how is it?
It doesn't have to be sealed in an envelope, since for my case, I'm talking for the Philippines. For the for the way we applied, it's really not that strict in terms of the diploma and TOR. But what's strict is for the recommendation letters. That's the strict part. But for the others, even if it's just outside an envelope, that's okay.
So we need
recommendation letters has to be sent by the professor to, or whoever is recommending, directly to the university, is it?
No. You'll seek for a recommendation letter from the professor or recommender. So basically, they have to put it in an envelope. For example, a white envelope. Then they have to seal the lid, then close it. So basically, the applicant cannot read, or is not allowed to read the whole content of the recommendation. It's for the NIIED, the embassy, or the university to read. So not for you. So basically, you have to have it sealed, and then no sign of being forced to open anything like that. Because if the NIIED notices like damages on the paper or on the recommendation letter, they might automatically exclude you from the process. That's how strict they are for the recommendation letters.
Okay. Nishesh, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. And do we also need to submit 10th and 12th results for master's program, or just bachelor degree is enough?
Not necessary.
No.
Only bachelor degree is enough.
Bachelor's degree, yes.
Okay, so degree and certificates are enough. We don't need 10th and 12th passing certificates and mark sheets, right?
Yes.
But they can submit it, I guess, on the awards and certificates portion, if that would provide additional perspective to you for you as an applicant. Like for example, you're able to accomplish this and this and that. So that would be part. In viewing you, it will provide a holistic perspective about you as an applicant.
Okay.
Because there's a portion in the application wherein you can submit awards and certificates. I think they can put it there
If it is award, sort of like you're ranking in 10th or 12th grade, you're ranking at some state level or something, then it makes sense probably. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So another is whether English language score is compulsory for Kgsp.
No.
I don't
Right?
think so.
Yeah. Because I
not
as I've
necessary.
mentioned earlier, I didn't submit any language proficiency exams. I didn't submit a topic. I didn't submit a TOEFL nor an IELTS. I just submitted a certification from the university I had here in the Philippines that the language being taught there, the subjects being taught in my university are taught in English. So that certification was sufficient, I guess, for the reviewers.
I think for some countries there is an exemptions, like for English-speaking countries, you
Yes,
don't have
yeah.
to submit. But for India, in most of the countries, for Indians, if you go to most of the countries outside, like if you apply for, you need to submit an English score. Probably that's why in Kgsp, whether they accept or not, English score is something I need to ask. Whether Tannu, did you submit English score?
No. Actually, I was from English literature background, so I told them that my all the course was in English only.
So
Also in the guidelines, it's an optional document, so it's not really required.
not
So
required.
regardless of the location, I guess if you're able to create an essay in English, that would say something about you and your competency in the use of the language. So basically, that would be sufficient. But I guess if you're really aiming for something that would increase your chances of getting the scholarship, you may submit an English language, um, an English language certificate.
Okay, another question is, can we get Kgsp scholarship if we are studying in second semester or fourth semester of our degree through embassy? Like, what is the requirement, like the what to say, degree requirement, like previous degree requirement before applying for the new degree through embassy track? Like, do we need to pass the previous degree before applying for Kgsp, or we can be in the last year?
If they are in the last year, then they can apply.
Yes.
Yes.
So 1 year difference is enough. Like, it's suitable.
Yes,
Beyond
yes.
that, it's not possible, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to have a completed bachelor's degree before proceeding to a master's. So that's if you're a graduating student or you're already on your last semester, you may apply for your master's under KGSP the following semester. Meaning, for example, currently you're taking your master's now. You're in the fourth semester of your bachelor's degree now. You may apply for master's since the intake would be on September 2021.
Okay, that's it.
Javed has a question. I think Javed, regarding your birth certificate and the original copy of the birth certificate, best thing is if you're already in Korea, best is you approach the Indian embassy over here and discuss with them what can be done in case of your birth certificate. That's much better for you because you're not in India right now. So you approach the Indian embassy in Korea, and since you're from India, just approach the embassy and check with them. And also check with the university whether which document can be helpful from Indian embassy to validate your birth in India.
That would be
I
better.
think that's good information. Anything else we are missing on this scholarship, which will be helpful for the applicants in coming this year or coming years?
Basically, you just have to prepare well. The first step for the KGSP scholarship is really to read the guidelines. You have to read it clearly. You have to, if you can possibly check every details in it, do it. Since if you're interested on something, you really have to know all the things about it. So reading the guidelines would give you a competitive advantage over the other applicants. Like for example, how can you play your advantages on or your other experiences. You can easily create a profile that would stand out and in comparison to other applicants. So really start there. Read it thoroughly. Read the guidelines thoroughly. So at least you have less questions moving forward.
From my side personally, any idea how many people are applying for this from university track or embassy track? Because as you told, the number of scholarship is only 23 or odd. So how many people are applying for this scholarship? Around approximately in hundreds or in thousands, or how is it?
Maybe hundreds and 500s.
I think the number goes in 10,000s for these scholarships. Since KGSP is the only scholarship, I think one of the only scholarship which is being provided in diversified fields of art, music, and everything you can look for.
Yes, I guess it's on the 10,000.
So it's the only scholarship, and it's open for almost every country.
I guess the leniency in terms of the language proficiency is really a plus point. Why a lot of applicants are really applying to this scholarship. So basically, to give you a perspective, last year I guess the applicants from the Philippines more or less is like 500 or less. Um, under Hanyang University, I was the only one chosen from the Philippines. So putting it in perspective, like from the 50 applicants who submitted their documents directly to Hanyang, only one got in. So that's how the competition works. It's really cutthroat, and if you're not really standing out when compared to other applicants, your chances of getting the scholarship is a bit low. So it's really a matter of playing your cards well and showcasing your strengths the best way you can.
Then I
Absolutely.
think
It's like
it's better to first self-evaluate yourself,
Sorry?
whether you stand out of the group and you can manage to get the scholarship.
Mm,
I think the same goes for choosing the university track or the embassy track. If you
yes.
think that you can break the code of embassy, then you should go for the embassy. If you think that you are average, then it's better to go through the university system, right?
Yes.
in fact, is indeed a achievement in itself for getting the scholarship. Both of you, congratulations from our side.
Thank you. Tanu,
It's indeed a
are
real
you
achievement.
currently in South Korea now?
We are all, most of us in South Korea from IIK.
Oh, okay.
Also, one question from Jessica. She's asking that do we have to send this document online or via courier? And in case if it is online, how do they manage the recommendation? What's the options?
How did you do it, Tanu, with the online?
I didn't submit the recommendation letter online.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
for the Philippines, you're not allowed. It's not really a practice to send an online application. All the documents have to be in their hard copies and then be mailed to the address of the university through a courier. So no online submission for the recommendation letters.
But I think Tanu sent it online, right? Tanu, what did you
Yeah,
say?
but they didn't ask about the recommendation letter. But all the certificates and all the things which I have submitted, they asked only that to give in a soft copy. Because
Okay.
recommendation letter is something which is sealed. We can't
Yes.
open. So that's why.
There are
The recommendation
specific.
letter was sent through courier.
Yes.
Yes.
Because there's
Okay.
specific instruction just for the recommendation letter. The lid of the
Makes sense.
envelope must be signed, must be sealed, and signs of force opening of the envelope might result to the disqualification of the applicants of that effect. They're really strict with that.
Makes sense. Absolutely. So we have to take care of recommendation letters. It seems a lot. Yeah. Any other questions? If anybody has, you can just unmute your mic and ask the question. Feel free to ask the question. We have just the last couple of minutes. We took almost 1 hour, and we covered most of the topics, almost everything for KGSP. So if anybody has any question, this is time to ask.
There is one question from Ankush Shah on YouTube, and he has asked whether Korean universities are better than IITs in science discipline. I don't think so. Like based on my experience, I'm from science discipline only. I would say it's like 50-50.
Sorry, what was the question? What was the question?
Korean universities are better than IITs. IITs are like top-notch universities in India. Not universities, but technical institutes in science. So I think it's not a comparison, first of all. And he wants to study PhD in computer science. And can I apply for KGSP? So obviously, for computer science, for PhD degree, this particular time frame of the scholarship is suitable to apply. Okay. So
Papya Ram has one more question. It's very specific to the application form, looks like. In the study plan, there are 2 points, goal of the study and study plan, and future plans after study. The both points answer are same. So what to do? Those who have filled up the form.
They should not be the same because they're asking for different questions. Basically, the first one is goal of study and study plan. It's more of what you do before going to South Korea, during the language school, and then while you're taking the graduate school. So basically, those are the topics you have to discuss during the goal of study and study plan portion. For the future plan of study, it's really after you graduate. So what will you do with the knowledge you got from South Korea? How are you going to apply it? You apply it in South Korea, or you're going back to India, or it's to your country, or other countries, perhaps. So it's really, that's how you will be tackling this study plan. It's more detailed this year in comparison to last year, if you can remember, Tanu. Because for last year, we aren't required to discuss our study. We aren't required to discuss our language school studies, and then it's not really that separated. Now they segmented it in a way it's easier for the applicants to answer.
So what they're looking for, are they looking for that basically when you study over here, once your goal is done, the future plan, how is it going to benefit Korea or something? Or means you just come here, take scholarship, learn, and then go back, so your chances go down? Or how is it?
Tanu, what did you write? Like that specific.
I think it depends. Like future plan depends. Like if you want to do a job here, then you need to tell that I will job here after completing my scholarship and degree. But if you want to go back and do job in the Korean company or Korean company here, so you can discuss all these things.
So basically, it seems that
Benefit
how
Korea
this,
as well if you do
yeah,
job.
how this scholarship is going to add value to Korea back. Basically, they're giving some scholarship. How this time and resources spent on you will help Korea to do something better, right?
Treat the scholarship as if it is an investment. If I am Korea,
Yes,
I'll give you
exactly.
this investment. What can you do to assure me that the money or the investment I'll give you would be beneficial not just for you but for me? So you have to prove your point by saying, I will help in the bilateral relations between Korea and my country. I will promote the Korean culture through the blah blah blah, this and that. So basically, those things. Let's go back to the basic. What is the purpose of the scholarship? It's for the bilateral relations between South Korea and your country. So if you will be able to clear out your points revolving around that rationale, I guess you'll be able to tick off that portion of explaining why you should be given the scholarship. Since you'll be able to present the value of why you should give me the scholarship. It varies, but that's really how I went it for my application essays, capturing that specific. Since basically I'm applying for a business major, so it's really good for me to discuss about return of investment,
Yes,
competitive
exactly.
advantage, even the game theory. I was able to create or to utilize that. So it's really playing with your strengths and then using it to have it to be part of your advantage.
Got it. One more question from Minal is for especially for Tanu. Is it mandatory to have a research topic for doing masters in Korean language and literature?
No. It's not mandatory. I don't think it's mandatory. If you have, it's a plus point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as if you have a clear direction where you're heading to, it's a plus point, but it's not a requirement.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there's one more again from Javed. It seems, is it a plus point for applicants who have already received a Korean government scholarship during undergrad or during the exchange program, or it decreases your chance to get the scholarship? Basically, if they have already won, does it increase your chance or decreases your chance for next one?
Yes, it's also mentioned in the application form. If you have received any
You cannot.
Scholarship before as well, you can tell them that you have received already this scholarship. It can increase your chances.
You have to double check for this one because I was really researching about this. I think there's a portion there if you received a Korean government scholarship before, like for example, for your undergraduate, you can apply, but there are specific requirements. For example, you have at least 90% grade during the undergraduate. Or for example, now I'm currently taking up masters. I'll be taking up masters for my KGSP this time. I want to pursue PhD. I can apply for PhD, provided that I have at least 90% and then topic level 5. Those are the basic requirements.
So basically, your investment for the first scholarship, has it been fruitful or not? If that's been fruitful, then it's a business decision that yes, it's worthwhile investing in you once again. It's more of a logical approach.
If you just have to explain them why they have to give you another scholarship. Like for example, I was able to immerse myself on the realms of business in terms of small and micro MSMEs, the enterprises, let's say there. But I wanted to deeper to further my understanding. You can use that as your rationale why you wanted to seek why you want to seek for a further scholarship.
Makes sense. Nishish, do we have any other questions from YouTube? Or because I think we have most of the questions done. Also, if anybody has any other questions, most of you are on Kgsp Telegram group. Please join in or ask your friends to join the Kgsp Telegram group. So RIVERA is there, TANNU is there, and many other people who have experience are there. So they can answer the questions. There's no timeline. Just post your questions, and someone will be answering those questions also. Nishesh, you have any questions from YouTube?
I don't think so. So maybe we can end here.
We can wind up. Yeah, perfect. I think RIVERA and TANNU shared your experiences in detail and what you went through, how you achieved this. In fact, this itself is a big achievement after listening to the number of applicants and how you got it, and what are the basically what are your insights in how to get this scholarship and basically how to market yourself. RIVERA and TANNU really explained it well and how they achieved it. So I would say thanks on behalf of IIK to RIVERA and to TANNU for spending your time and helping others. Thanks to Nishesh on the backend side, Nimit, Raj, and everybody else who's helping to create these sessions every frequently, either monthly or weekly basis. So, and tomorrow we are going to have one more session for KIPP program. So that is Korean integration program. So how you can achieve permanent residency in Korea? What is the path? The details about it. So please do join in tomorrow at same time, 8 p.m. The link would be same. So all are welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you, RIVERA. Thank you, TANNU. And thanks all the participants and probably the applicants for future. So all the best to all the applicants. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. One more thing, I just want to add up, like whoever is going for Kgsp, or there are thousands of scholarship in Korea, not just Kgsp. There are university scholarships and everything. So if you just don't focus on just one scholarship. Try to find an alternative scholarship. But I have heard that if you are applying to certain universities using Kgsp scholarship, you may not be eligible to apply to the university scholarships.
Yes.
So try